Hi, this is Marcy from Sketchbook Scheming, and I'd like to show you how I put together this illustration of the Fes Medina, which I visited in Morocco in 2010 with my family. It is an amazing place to visit. It has narrow alleys that are too narrow for cars to get through, so you'll see pack animals carrying goods from place to place. I used my own photos and video for reference, and I'll show you a little taste of a video essay I made after the trip.
As we sped along in a van, looking down on the sprawling, ancient Fes Medina, my heart began to race. What secrets lie inside its walls? What would I find among its twisting, turning alleys?
The alleys are too narrow for cars, so you'll see pack animals bustling through with merchants carrying goods from place to place. And there's all these different sections for commerce. So you might turn the corner and suddenly you see large copper pots being sold, or dentures, or fertilizer. We visited with a guide and a group, so it was rush, rush, rush throughout all the places, which was awesome and very stimulating. But I also would have loved to be able to wander on my own and take my time. So the first thing I had sketched in pencil was a pack animal carrying goods that were stacked very high. And then this place that I'm drawing now is our visit to the tanneries. This place was amazing to visit. You can overlook the tanneries and you see the men working down below, and they're processing leather in these vats, and I believe they use guano. It's very hard, dirty work that these men do, and then they're dyeing leather in various colors. So you'll see later I had a lot of fun putting in some various colors in the vats. At the end of our trip, we visited a riad and had lunch with this huge platter of couscous that I'm now drawing. I believe it was cabbage and chicken. It had a lot of nuts and dates, and it was all on top of a huge platter of couscous. And this was the funniest part of the video I had ended up making. I tend to get very enthusiastic about strange things, and I was super amazed to see people buying live chickens, and the man who was selling them would just grab a chicken and weigh it, and it would put out a big squawk. And in the video, it took me about 5 or 6 tries to record squawking chickens being weighed without sounding very maniacal in how excited I was. I'll share that audio when I paint the chicken later. And then here I'm sketching in a very pretty photo I had taken of olives, and there were a lot of different colors, and there were some herbs and sauces around. I loved seeing the produce in really any market I've gone to all around the world. I just love seeing the colors of the vegetables and fruits and meats and everything that are all stacked up. So I used watercolor, and I'd like to get better at layering and, waiting for things to dry and then going back and adding in more color. So I tried that a little bit here. I'm coloring in some of the leather dyes in the tannery. The tanneries were so amazing to visit. They smell quite a lot, and our guide had told us we would be given a Moroccan gas mask to handle the scent. I didn't realize until later that that was just a joke, and he handed each of us a sprig of mint to hold under our nose. But I guess it really wasn't a joke, because it actually did kind of work. You just smell the mint instead of focusing on the stench of the tanneries. As I'm painting in the olive colors, I tried to get very vivid pops of red and green to capture the vibrancy of the platter of olives. I'm new to art. I've been creating drawings and illustrations in sketchbooks for about a year now. And one of the things I really love is repurposing old photographs and videos that I've collected throughout travels and just decades of living and recreating them in this new way.
Squawking chickens being weighed.
That was about my fifth take, trying not to be so maniacal as I described the squawking chicken. So I kept trying to layer to produce the effect. This is kind of a new approach for me. Usually, when I do watercolors, I've been sketching in pencil, then going over the lines I like in fine liner, and then erasing all the pencil, and then adding the watercolor. This time I've tried to be a little looser. I kept most of the pencil marks and just layered on top of them. And then I went in later and added some more pencil and colored pencil, and it gave sort of a softer effect that I was experimenting with that I kind of like. I like the other way too, but I just was trying a different approach in this illustration. I had a hard time trying to capture these white structures over that I'm painting in now. So I left a lot of white on the page and then colored in the darkness inside. This chicken was white as well, so I have a hard time trying to show the forms of white things, but I do like leaving some white on the page. I'm very open to constructive criticism, so if you notice anything that I'm doing terribly, feel free to give me a comment. I am inking in the letters from left to right. I am left-handed, but I really should be going from right to left to avoid smearing them, and I forgot about that here, and I did end up smearing the O in Morocco, which you'll see in the end. I really like using purple instead of black for shading, and I liked how I filled in some purple to kind of unify the whole illustration. Maybe I overdid it a bit, I'm not sure, but I do like how this illustration came out. I did go over it some more in pencil and colored pencil that I did off camera after I was finished. I thought I did a nice job with the lines on the ears there. I like how that animal's ears pop. And I went over the lettering with a brush pen because I thought the watercolor looked kind of sloppy. Thank you very much for checking out my illustration. I would love to know what you think if you want to drop me a comment. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.